It's marketing. Diddy putting out a R&B album.
Then better not suck.
Well, that's a different discussion.
No, that. R&B's dead, right? This better not suck.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, that first single is really not moving like that.
It's not moving, but it doesn't suck.
So
all
this R&B is
That
dead.
Bryson Tiller Diddy is fire, man.
All I'm saying, all this
Look, bro,
R&B is dead.
You said it's dead.
I'm just saying.
You said it's dead. All right, then you be the savior, partner.
Right.
Yo, it's time for the Rap Life Review. I'm Ebro. That's Eddie. That's Lowkey, man. We come together every week and we bring you this conversation around everything happening in hip-hop culture, around rap, man. I want to jump to the albums that just dropped. Big fan. Shout out to the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, Richmond, all that Bay Area. Big up Larry June, man. Out of the Bay, man. Fire album out there. Go check that. That's what the vibes you need. His music's on point, slick talk on point, imagery on point, all of that. Larry June. And also the homie Tink, phenomenal songwriter. Shout out to Hitmaker and Tink doing this project. And speaking of Tink and R&B, Diddy, obviously, I mean, he's got skin in the game. He's got an R&B album.
Right.
So he jumps up on the internet talking about R&B is dead.
Yeah.
R&B is dead as of right now. The R&B that I made my babies to, R&B got to be judged to a certain thing. It's a feeling, no doggy.
We talked about this back episode 96, was it? Mm-hmm. Here's a clip of what we talked about back
What do you
then.
think changed in the recent years where people view R&B different? I've heard some people say SZA's album kind of might have did it, and then you get your Summer Walkers and you get your Ari Lennox out now. But people view R&B differently now than they did 6 or 7 years ago when it's dead.
What was happening 6 or 7 years ago? Like, what moment in time was that? First of all, I hate headlines like that. Any R&B is dead during the pandemic, New York is dead forever. Any definitive headlines, doesn't matter what, but specifically in music, it's just people trying to get you to click on it and to have a conversation. So in that way it works, right? Because we're still talking about this 6 or 7 years later, but R&B was never dead. There might have been a little bit of like an ebb in it, right? Like the industry moves in waves and cycles. Maybe at that point rap was a little bit more poppin', but you're right. The artists that you listed right now and the artists that are still coming up, people like her that you haven't even mentioned, like this new Steve Lacy album, like it's just been a fresh wave.
Listen, Nadeska always with a valid point. I would like to contribute to the discussion. The R&B is dead narrative, thank you, Lo, I think comes from rappers singing more and it being harder for a straight ahead R&B singer to cut through and deliver melody and song to the audience because so much melody and song is being delivered from rappers.
So what I've taken from just that comment and the narrative is, one, it sounds like rap is getting softer.
Some artists are making that.
And then the lineage of rappers doing that is LL, Ja Rule, Nelly.
Well, LL still rapped, just had a lot of R&B collabs.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about Drake.
Oh, so then
Lil Durk.
Okay, so Drake.
I'm talking about people who are literally singing on records. Rod Wave. What's Rod Wave?
It's blurry because he's singing, he's rapping, he can actually kind of carry a tune. But if we're going back to the actual statement that Diddy made, A, Diddy's promoting something. Second, it's a lazy conversation to have because as we just stated, R&B now is way more healthy than it's been in recent years. When I say recent years, I'm talking like the last 3 or 4 years, R&B has been strong.
Super strong.
And there's a huge difference between melodic rap and actual R&B albums, because these R&B albums are cutting through. I don't need to reiterate what just happened in that clip, because we just named hella R&B albums, and people are rocking with these R&B albums. So for Diddy to come out and be like, R&B is dead, is you're not deceiving us, Diddy. We know what you're on, and also you're wrong, because it's stronger than it's been in a while. So it's just a lazy, wrong.
It's just provocative.
But is it not provocative? Is it irresponsible for him?
No.
That's an irresponsible thing for him to say.
He's promoting, bro. It's not irresponsible because it would be irresponsible if he somehow, what he said would affect the trajectory of R&B artists. What Diddy has to say about R&B is not going to slow down this Steve Lacy album that's chart topping right now. Yeah. It's not going to slow down the next, I don't know, Silk Sonic album or Giveon or Summer Walker or
Jasmine Sullivan.
Kehlani or Jasmine Sullivan or her, as Nadeska said in the clip, people throw out headlines for clickbait, so we would discuss. It's marketing. Diddy putting out a R&B album.
And better not suck.
Well, that's a different discussion.
No, that. R&B's dead, right? This better not suck. And I'm telling you right now, that first single is really not moving like that.
It's not moving, but it doesn't suck.
So
all
this R&B is
That
dead.
Bryson Tiller Diddy is fire, man.
All I'm saying, all this
Look, bro,
R&B is dead.
You said it's dead.
I'm just saying.
You said it's dead. All right, then you be the savior, partner.
Right.
Since it's
Hey,
so
hey, yo,
dead,
Diddy, they
you
bro,
come
if
to
that-
Jesus
yo,
Christ
if
of
that-
Latter-day
yo, if
Saints,
that
Yo,
album
Diddy
and
was
rise.
good, baby.
Hold on. If that album on Motown ain't what it is, we putting you 6 feet deep in regards to R&B.
Yo, wow.
Disrespecting all
the
these
shiny suit
beautiful
on.
artists.
Speaking of Diddy, what this did do, though, as lazy and whatever y'all want to call it, it prompted a convo between Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, which now it appears that we have an official Diddy Jermaine Dupri Verzuz. Now, side note, Triller apparently owes Swiss Beat and Timbaland some money, and Diddy is like, yo, we ain't with Triller until they pay this money. So let's just focus on this potential opportunity for us to have great content, which would be the battle.
So I was like, Low, we can't have this conversation because Low's the playlist guy. He's the versus guy. You know what I'm saying? We can't have this conversation.
And by the way, go
unless
check
you
out
make a
the,
playlist.
what's it called?
Cheat
Cheat
sheet.
sheet. Lowe's cheat sheet. You did the Jermaine Dupri Diddy already.
I did that. Well, I'll let you get to be like, yeah, I did it months ago.
It's 8 hours, guys. It's 8 hours. So I'm going to look through it right now because I got to give my man Low credit, man. He be doing his homework. And it's a lot closer than you think. So even as you have this conversation, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm stalling because I don't know the answer. Like, it's tough. But just because I just hated on Diddy a second ago, I'm going to say Jermaine Dupri just because. Because it's tough, man.
Yo, the hate is real. Verzuz has gotten to a place in the recent ones where there's been a lack of organization.
Yes.
There's been a lack of execution.
Yes.
And there's been a lack of the format of 20 verse 20.
Okay.
Right? And so what it feels like recently with Verzuz, it's kind of fallen on who has the best stage kind of show at the Verzuz, not the actual songs themselves. Is that making sense what I'm saying?
Puff and Jermaine Dupri have incredible stage presence.
I got a variable I want to throw in.
Go ahead.
Okay? While we all stall and nobody want to give the actual answer.
Oh, I'm gonna give my answer.
Okay, give me an answer. Who you got winning?
Jermaine.
Jermaine. Okay, I'm with you, and here's why. Not because Diddy doesn't have, I think, the more powerful joints, because he got some bangers in a tight 20 that are hard to like. I know the Mary J joints,
Yeah.
the Faith joints,
Total.
a couple of Total joints, the 112s.
Carl Thomas.
Yo, Carl Thomas.
Mario
Tough.
Winans.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Still for Diddy. Is Diddy has artists that I don't think are coming out.
Well, no. Hold
Like,
on.
I don't know if him and Faith are good.
Hold on.
I don't know if him and 112 are good. I don't know if him and Kim are good. What I do know, though, is Usher and Jermaine still hang out all the time. Usher coming out. Escape is coming out.
Yeah.
They pulling up on that stage.
I'm going with JD.
I think JD has a better chance of beating Diddy here, and I'm glad we're talking about it. Maybe Diddy will see this, but
Oh, Diddy gonna see this.
cause Diddy gonna bring out the locks.
Are they good?
That's
Yeah, they're
hard.
good.
That's
Diddy
hard.
and the locks is good. We want to salute the family, the Hustle family, Lauren London and the whole Nipsey Hussle family. The star is now on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Eddie, you out in L.A. The Nipsey Hussle star is in a significant location, correct?
I'm not hip, but what I do know is how significant Nipsey Hussle is specifically to LA. Like on a nationwide level, we know the significance of Nipsey Hussle and everything that he's done. But he's an inspirational story. He's probably the most beloved son of LA proper, because a lot of people be from Compton and they're from other places. When people see that star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, what it represents is that normal part of LA that these people live that isn't seen over there
Hollywood.
on
This ain't
on Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah. Like people say, oh, Hollywood, but nah, there's a lot of LA that's not Hollywood, and Nipsey represents that. So to see the people on the other side of the 10 get to see their partner over there.
When
That's
you
huge,
for
man.
the
It means a
world,
lot.
when you say on the other side of the 10, what do you mean? Is the highway?
It's the highway, yeah. It's a predominantly black and brown community, and even dates back to the LA riots when the police protected stuff that was on the other side of the 10. So it's like it's a word that people say, a lot of phrase that people say is once you get on the other side, it gets significantly paler. Whereas over on this side, it's a little bit darker. So somebody who's over here from South Central to be on that side and represent that Hollywood walk of fame, it's a portion of fame, and it's like people see themselves in Nipsey. So that's a star that's for this community.
Now let's. Quando Rondo recently was in a shooting. Shout out to Quando Rondo. Recently saw him at the airport right before this incident. Sucks to hear this, bro. Hopefully, man, listen, bro. I just want Quando Rondo to get out of trouble, stay out of trouble, put these records out. He's got a great fan base, but seems like he's all way off in it. Apparently his friend, one of his great friends, they were in a shootout in Los Angeles, shot and killed his friend. This was last Friday night, La Cienega and Beverly Boulevard.
Yeah, it's like right there in the mall. Like for people that have context in LA, like that's not the hood. That's
tourism central.
Yeah. Like there's like a lot of times it goes viral because that gas station always is like the most expensive gas. So whenever you seen like $8 gas or whatever, it was like that gas station. So that's a crazy place to get into a shootout.
Rondo wasn't hurt.
I think his best friend was killed.
His best friend was killed.
So yeah,
though.
like I think what happened was, I did a lot of research on it. I think they were followed. They were at the gas station. A white car had followed them, parked, got out. I think it was like 3 dudes that got out and just opened fire on the Escalade.
I hope Quando Rondo ends up being okay, but let this be a cautionary tale, man. You got to be careful, and that's just not an LA thing. That's everywhere you go, man. Just be on your P's and Q's. It's unfortunate, but this is just the reality of being a young rapper in this game. Is like you are a target to a lot of people, and just know that. Like no matter where you're at, pay attention, guys.
Rondo, we just hope for the best for you, bro. Stay clear-headed. And hopefully you navigate out of this, man. It's tough to get out of. In our last story, shout out to A$AP Rocky. An unfortunate story from 2021 has come back around on him. Camera footage was caught by the police.
Right.
They came and arrested A$AP Rocky. Remember the whole thing at the airport, whatever, and everybody was like, oh my God, what's going on?
And they raided his house.
Then they raided his house, et cetera, et cetera. The story didn't have anything to do with another person at that point.
Right.
Now, it comes out that this person who I never heard of, A$AP Relly, was the person that A$AP Rocky had got into it. And I read deeper into the story where they had some sort of disagreement. They went to meet at a location. Something happened, and that's when
Rocky ended up shooting.
That's when the shooting happened.
So
the trouble,
Rocky is the named shooter. He's
according to what the
100% guilty.
On the video, there's allegedly video of it.
So where does it go from here? Like, does it
either goes with this person wanting to press charges against A$AP Rocky,
which is what he's doing.
Right.
Okay.
Which apparently could lead to Rocky being in some sort of trouble, probation, whatever that is,
Being
illegal weapon,
charged,
maybe
being sentenced.
whatever that sentencing ends up being, and potentially this A$AP Relly dude having a civil case because he was injured.
Yeah, I just think it was an ugly dispute. We don't know why. We don't know where it stemmed from. Jealousy, disagreement, this, that, and the third. I do think it's unfortunate for Rocky, being that he's a newfound father, his relationship kind of just moved away from music and just focused on his personal life, and now this reemerges. But I'm sure he knew this was going to happen, or I'm sure he knew this was a possibility.
Well, Rocky, I believe, pled not guilty. And that also tells me that either the camera footage isn't clear that it's A$AP Rocky.
Okay.
Right? And this A$AP Relly dude is implicating Rocky because they obviously got problems.
In reality, these are actual people's lives that are going to be affected. And as of right now, we don't have a lot of information.
We do know that Rocky's in court. We do know that this A$AP Relly dude, who's clearly with A$AP, is implicating Rocky. And we do know that somebody gonna get in trouble and they gonna have to cut a check.
That's the reality of it. But we also, too, it's like, I ain't A$AP Relly. Like, I don't know how I'd react if someone shot me. Like, I'm not gonna say, like, if you shoot me, I'm not street. Like, you shoot me, I'm calling the police.
You snitching?
It ain't snitching if I get shot, I ain't street.
I'm calling somebody, y'all heard me.
So
I ain't paid my taxes this long and stay out of trouble for y'all to be trying to hurt me and I ain't telling somebody.
So y'all snitching?
Yeah.
Me too.
Nah.
Me too.
It's only snitching.
It's only
if you live in
snitching
that
if you
life.
involved.
I
I
ain't living that life.
If you steal my Air Force Ones, do anything to me. I'm telling.
Yo, it's the Rap Life Review. I'm Ebro, that's Eddie, that's Low. We here every week, usually with Nadeska, or maybe I'm not here, and Low's here with Eddie and Nadeska. Who knows, but we're here to talk about what's going on in rap and the culture of hip-hop. Rap Life brought to you by Apple Music. Go add that playlist, and thank you for joining us on Rap Life Review. Please subscribe.
If you were feeling that episode of the Rap Life Review, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have a question for us, leave it in the comments and we'll hit you back on the next episode.